Mendes, who is active around Europe, now in Italy, and in the next days he will travel to England. And then, important to say that Aston Villa also asked for conditions of the Marcus Rashford deal. Matteo Moretto today revealed this story, and we can confirm that Marcus Rashford is a target for Aston Villa. They started some contact with the camp of Marcus Rashford to understand, okay, it's a loan, how much of the salary we should pay, would the player be open to the move? So Aston Villa started asking questions about Marcus Rashford. First contacts took place. Let's see what's going to happen in the final 48 hours. But Rashford is a target for Aston Villa. And this separate story, Rashford, Joao Felix, Asensio, all players being considered by Aston Villa, with Unai Emery pushing for new signings. Then I wanted to clarify on two more cases, guys. One is Alejandro Garnacho. I think it's really important today to underline what the manager of Manchester United said. Ruben Amorim, with a strong position in public. You remember his words through 2-3 weeks ago, saying, yeah, it's important to mention that I want to see more from the players, the training sessions. He was out of the derby. Today, completely different attitude. Very happy with Garnacho, with his mentality. I want to keep Garnacho. I want Kobbie Mainoo in my squad. So the message from Ruben Amorim is completely different. The body language of Ruben Amorim towards Garnacho is now completely different. So now Manchester United, that's important to say in terms of information, internally confirm that Ruben Amorim, in the conversation he had with the board last weekend and this week, wanted to confirm once again that he would be open to keeping Garnacho at the club. So while he was with Napoli interest, with Chelsea trying, now there is absolutely a chance for Garnacho to stay at Manchester United. Then we will keep following the situation and see what Chelsea decide to do, because Chelsea are still looking at midfielders and still looking at offensive options for the final days of the window. Something to complete, Benjamin Sesko. The story is over for the January window, because in the summer I fully expect Sesko and Xavi Simons from Leipzig to be two of the big stories in the summer. My personal feeling is that both have very good chances to leave. Sesko will be one of the top targets for Arsenal in the summer, appreciated by Chelsea too. Many clubs interested, but Arsenal with Sesko and Isak are really interested. Arsenal tried to understand the situation for Sesko in January, but now, important to say, with few days to go, that Sesko is staying at Red Bull Leipzig, and then we will see the situation in the summer transfer window for this super talented striker. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Morata to Galeno, Nico for Manchester.
And this could be a big one. Internal talks at Arsenal continue over the recruitment of a forward. There's a long-term interest in Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig.
Premier League to be won this season.
Of course.
They need to do some business, surely.
Of course there is, but there's also many examples in a January window when, right, we need to do something very quickly. Let's get it done. And if it's the wrong player, that can set you back for a summer transfer window, particularly if you spend big money in a January transfer window on someone that's not your first choice. If it works out and they win the league, fantastic. If it doesn't work out and they don't win the league, slight problem. You can't go for your long-term target in the summer because you've actually spent this much money on that other target already. So you're going to be a little bit compromised come the summer transfer window. So they do have to weigh all of these things up. And as I keep saying on the show many times, and it's not just to do with Arsenal, these clubs always focus on a summer transfer window. That's how they plan their recruitment, 1, 2, 3 years ahead. January is usually a reactive window. If they've got lots of injuries, I guess you can say, yes, Arsenal do have that. Jesus is out, Saka is out. Saka, though, will be back
Fans will
before
say
the
Arsenal
end of the
react.
season.
It's a reactive window,
Of course,
react.
of course. But fans will also say, what are they doing? Are they just sitting there? Of course they're not. Of course they want to do something. It's not like they're just saying, let's just wait for the summer. Just carry on, see what happens.
OK, fine.
They're not going to do that.
All right. What about people leaving Arsenal, Michael?
Well, it'd be probably in the left-back area. Got Alexander Zinchenko.
When all of the reports came out that Arsenal may have made a bid for Ollie Watkins,
that when he joined,
I think it infuriated Aston Villa with it coming so close to that massive game that they had in the Champions League against Celtic yesterday. But it's my understanding that those talks actually happened earlier on in the week.
Yeah, and we know there's interest from Celtic
and Villa were talking about a deal and that there was
Haaland,
gap in
in
valuation
Zinchenko,
between what
but you've got a bit
Arsenal
more
were prepared
on
to pay,
Tierney
what
and
Villa
Celtic, haven't
wanted.
you?
Yeah, Around look, about I mean, 20 Celtic million, definitely we think, want him. Arsenal thought 40. They we think Villa have wanted about spoken to 60 his million. representatives And then over a interestingly, pre-contract I don't know if you agreement saw in the Unai summer, Emery and that after one the looks game like it will against happen. Celtic. In or his it's news close conference, to he was happening. asked a question about Watkins. With 6 and he months said left on this, his he said, contract, I don't want him to Arsenal leave, had the option but it is to good extend for a news to further have 12 offers months. from other clubs. They haven't taken up we that want option. to keep So our sporting objective they know through now the Tierney players can we have speak in to the anyone squad. He outside didn't England. outright However, say Ollie Celtic Watkins is not for will sale. still explore
I'm not saying
internally
he's
whether they
inviting
want
bids
to
or
try
anything,
and
but
do a
it
loan
was just left that door
for this
open
month
to me because
as well for the
it's
rest
one of those
the season.
times of the window
Now,
where you say never say never.
the Champions
And
League
with
might
Ollie
have a say in
Watkins,
that. If they reach the
Arsenal
knockout stages,
and Villa have been in
then they'll have
talks,
extra
they
fixtures,
must have had
and
some
I think
sort of
then
encouragement.
they will want to bring in
Arsenal, that
Tierney as
maybe
soon as
there's
possible.
a deal to be done.
If they
Interestingly,
don't get to
one
the
source
Champions League
told us
knockout
earlier
stages,
that
then
the
there is
chance to sign
a strong
Watkins was
possibility
actually
where they'll think,
to
well, we've got enough for the
Arsenal.
league. There's
And
a
as
big
I
enough
mentioned before,
league.
they thought
We can
40,
wait for Kieran
Villa were
Tierney
thinking 60.
until the summer.
And the feeling
But
is that
let's
if
just
any
wait for these
potential deal
fixtures because,
can
as
be
Michael
done,
was saying
it
before,
would require
this is
Aston Villa
unprecedented
to
in
reduce
European
that
football. We've
valuation.
got
But clearly,
fixtures
as
in
I said at
January.
the
I think
top,
they just want to get these
Villa
out
don't
of the
want to
way
lose Ollie Watkins
before
and
they
John Duran
decide.
in
But
the same
having said
transfer
that,
window.
Arsenal
Jamie, they can't lose
will
their two
only
now,
let
lunch.
I don't
the
see that
likes of
happening, but
Zinchenko
what it's maybe
and
done from a
Tierney go,
negotiational point
as
of
long
view
as
is
they've
it's
got
made
backup in that
Al
squad.
Nassr spending
for fans,
a lot
but I've
more
never
money
done a
because
January
they're
like
thinking,
it.
well, we've got to
A
act
League Cup,
quickly
FA
because
Cup,
they've made a
Europe,
bid and, you know,
after
one or the
such a
other was
busy
going to
Christmas
go.
period,
I
but
don't
this is
see
where
them
we are.
both.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Although
I
obviously
mean,
I heard you talking about money does talk, but I just feel that can't, you know, that certainly can't happen. I felt that. I feel a little bit of sympathy for John at Aston Villa because he's up against a top striker. It's very difficult to sort of get someone like Ollie Watkins out of the team. He scores, he assists, he's a very important player to them. And obviously everyone's going to have a view on him going, but it wouldn't be for me. I wouldn't have, at that age, wouldn't wanted to go. But I totally get it. If for him it was going to change his family's life, he's going to earn vast amounts of money in 3 or 4 years' time. He could always come back to the Premier League. It's very easy for people to judge on these situations and say he shouldn't do this, he shouldn't go to another league. But financially, he's going to secure not just his, all his family, you know, from where he's from, and make their lives so much better. So it's very easy to judge in these situations. The money that we're probably talking, as you guys know, is astronomical. And
Chief reporter money is.
Yeah, is that the chief?
Oh, yeah.
But it's a shame because you just feel that there's so much that he can do in this
Yeah.
league. But he's also, like you say, he's going to go and play with work with Ronaldo, and it's a big opportunity. If you would have said to me last week this would be a possibility, I'd have said absolutely no chance. I could have maybe seen it at another club, maybe seen it at West Ham or even an Arsenal, but I didn't see him going.
I wonder if this is Cristiano Ronaldo flexing his muscles a little bit
Because he big muscles.
Yeah, because he plays for Al Nassr, and Al Nassr are one of the top 4 clubs in Saudi Arabia, but they haven't been winning titles.
No.
You know, the titles have been going to Al Hilal, Al Ittihad. They're third at the moment. They're 5 points behind the leaders. And I wonder if Cristiano Ronaldo, who's 40 next week, has just been saying to the owners of Al Nassr, look, come on, we've got to make some big signings. You've got to help me out because I want to win some more trophies before I retire, which is why they're going in for players like John Duran and also Mitoma at Brighton.
So certainly, and agents as well. The agents' fees are going to be so huge as well, and
tax-free.
Yeah, it's there's a couple of years out there. Listen, playing the Premier League is life changing. Let's not kid ourselves.
So where does all this leave Arsenal? Because Villa surely are going to hold on to Watkins tighter, and Arsenal interested, we think. So where does that leave them in the search for a striker?
Well, look, obviously Mikel Arteta, I'm sure Arsenal fans, they've known for a long time they need a striker. I think we looked at, is it January the 14th that Jesus did his cruciate ligament?
Yeah, that's when it got announced he was going to be out for a while.
You've known it for a while, and if you were that keen on Ollie Watkins, or that was the man you wanted, you could have made a bid a little bit earlier. I think he's 30 years of age. You know, he's a very, very good player, but it just feels that they're almost going to get to the point now where they're going to miss getting a striker in this window, and they certainly need one.
One thing I would say though, I was speaking to you about this just before your parents' evening, and we're talking about exactly this. Why have Arsenal waited until now? Well, before Gabriel Jesus' injury, they were clearly looking at a certain type of striker. It might have been a short-term deal that they were looking at from abroad. When this injury happens and he's out for that length of time, Arsenal's tack changed slightly to, right, we might need a full replacement here, we might need to do a permanent deal here. So it's not just a case of, right, just go and get someone. They have to do their due diligence again, all over again. And it might have taken them a week and a half, 2 weeks to